Hello, welcome to Valerian Bay. I'm Suzanne and I'm so pleased that you're here today. So, when creating your own reality from the inside out, the patterns in your life are one of the most important things to recognise. Um, but how do we go about that? And why is that important? Well, the patterns are the universe bringing you information and your subconscious and unconscious mind magnifying this particular behaviour towards you to enable you to resolve the issue that is within you so that you can come back to a level of wholeness. And when I say wholeness, I mean coming back to that centre core soul essence of you, back to the authenticity of who you are, so that you can live in happiness and joy on this lifetime, as we're all spiritual beings who've incarnated into this lifetime to have an earthly experience here on the earth. So how do you start to recognize patterns? One of the key things that you can do is to have a little think about one particular area of your life, the one that's causing you the most trouble, really, whether it's work or partnerships or love, or relationships with different people, whoever is, whichever of those is causing the most emotional difficulty for you, focus on that one and maybe draw yourself a little timeline of your life over the past several years, over the past however long your life has been, and start to look at what has happened in the past in that subject. So if it's romantic partners, identify what were the similarities between the previous romantic partners, so that you can start to see what you are attracting. And then consider that trait or their behaviour that you found difficult. Did you experience that anywhere else when you were younger? So is it something that one of your parents does? Is it something that a sibling behaviour? Just start to understand how that is similar. Now, if it's in a relationship, the partners that you've had, their behaviour may be an intensified version of what you experienced when you were younger, because it's almost like your subconscious and unconscious mind are trying to get you to really pay attention to this needs resolving, and they'll make it really, really obvious by giving you similar behaviours in the same partners, and you'll think that you're saying no to that behaviour and that you're then moving on and finding a different partner, and they may display the behaviour that you don't like in a certain way. And it's at that point when you start to identify what is similar in each person that you've dated, that you'll start to understand where you need to make changes. So when you recognise something and see it for what it is, by taking the time to look at it and identify it, that wobbles the edges of an issue, which then helps the psyche to start to break it up so that you can learn the lessons from it. And that is the key element. What were the lessons that you learnt from that pattern? What has that pattern come in to tell you? Is it that you are better than that and your self-worth is now higher and more healthier than it previously was, so you won't accept that behaviour in your life anymore? Making that intentional choice can be enough to prevent repeat patterns coming into your life, just by recognising them and having the intention that you aren't going to accept them anymore. You can also do different psychological things to change the neuro pathways in your brain so that your subconscious and unconscious. Don't try to bring that into your life as an expectation. If you'd like to work with me on that, you're welcome to go to www.valerianbaycoaching.com, and you can fill in the get in touch form, and we can have a free conversation how I can support you, because you can change the patterns in your life at a subconscious and unconscious level by doing certain different things which I can support you with. And you can check out the About page to see everything that I'm qualified to do and how I can support you. So that's just an important thing I wanted to raise with you today, to enable you to feel like you can understand what's happening in your life. And it's just a case of stopping, taking that time to write down what has happened, or taking time to acknowledge what has happened, so that you can start to wriggle the edges of what your psyche expects or is bringing into your life, so that it doesn't come in anymore. And this is part of the step to bring you back to wholeness. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Goodbye.